these dumb Social Security laws, and there are two of them that we fixed. First one is called the Windfall Elimination Provision in the Social Security Act. That's now gone. We fixed it. And the other one was called the Government Pension Offset. Let's start with the Windfall Elimination Provision. Let's take, for example, Jenny Smith. Jenny worked part of her career for government as a teacher. Let's say she worked for a decade. And then she decided to stop being a teacher and go to work for a small business in the private sector, say writing school books. When Jenny was a teacher, she paid into a pension. It was her money. When she was in the private sector writing school books, she also paid into Social Security with her hard-earned money. Now, the Windfall Elimination Provision said that when Jenny retired, she wasn't going to get all of her Social Security benefits. Social Security was going to deduct part of Jenny's benefit payment because she also received a pension from her time as a teacher. Makes no sense. This policy punished Jenny for working in both the public sector and the private sector. It punished Jenny for paying into her pension in the public sector while she was a teacher. And as a result, she didn't get all of her Social Security benefits, and that's just wrong. The other troublesome provision that we fixed was called the Government Pension Offset. Well, let's consider the example of Greg Brown. Greg has been a cop his entire life. God bless him. Greg has paid into a pension throughout his entire career. Greg is married to Gina. Gina has worked in the private sector. Let's say she's been an office administrator for a private company. Gina has paid into Social Security throughout her entire time in the private sector. Unfortunately, Gina passes away. Under the law, Greg is entitled to receive what's called survivor Social Security benefits as a result of Gina having worked in the private sector. The Government Pension Offset Provision, however, said that Social Security would deduct 2/3 of Greg's pension from the survivor benefit. In other words, instead of getting the full survivor benefits from Gina's time in the private sector, Greg's survivor benefits and Social Security would be reduced by 2/3 because Greg got a pension from the public sector from working as a cop. This just makes no sense. This provision punished Greg because he worked in the public sector and paid into a pension. So, in effect, these two provisions, the Windfall Elimination Provision and the Government Pension Offset Provision, were penalizing public servants, teachers, cops, firefighters, for working hard to earn their pensions. Now, as I say, there's good news. The Senate just passed a bill. The bill was called the Social Security Fairness Act. We got rid of those two dumb provisions in the Social Security law that I just talked about.